Sometimes you absolutely should give up. You should. Sometimes you should. And I know that's really contrary to what everybody says online, but let me give you an example, especially when it comes to disordered eating, because as a dietitian who's been through a lot of disordered eating things in her past and also works with people who struggle with disordered eating, this is way too familiar for me. So, back in the day when I was really deep in disordered eating, like I'm talking, I was like in that binge restrict cycle, like every day I would be, going through like, I need to eat this specific way and like planning out exactly how I was going to eat, exactly how I was going to exercise. And then by the end of the day, I would have binged and I would have obsessively, compulsively exercised to try to undo what I'd done. And this was an everyday thing for years. And, anytime I would hear advice like, well, your goals of weight loss, you just got to double down. Like this, when you want to give up, this is the time you need to double down. And I'm like, you're right. I just need to go even harder with how I'm controlling food. I need to go even harder in the gym. I need to be working out extra. Like that was so detrimental. And what that caused for me was obviously a lot more years of trouble and struggle. And anytime I would hear that advice, it would just, again, encourage me to double down on what was already harming me. If you're in a situation where you feel like you're on a path, but it's not giving you the results you want, and you think, maybe I just need to double down on what I'm doing. I need to work even harder. I need to do even more. I just want us to pause for a second and think, is this something that's actually benefiting me? Or is this process causing me harm, making me feel stuck, making me feel like I'm in a cycle that never ends, making me feel hopeless, making me want to give up? That's a good sign that instead of doubling down on the process that isn't working, is to think, what can I do instead to adjust this process? To think through, maybe there's a different approach I can take. And that's where it can be really helpful to have a provider that can come in with you and talk through those different options and talk through what even are your goals? Are you going about it in a way that is helpful? Are your goals helpful for your life? Like really evaluating everything that's going on. Because I'm telling you, had I had somebody that sat with me and said, hey, let's sit down. What you're doing is doubling down on the thing that's hurting you. Maybe we need to pivot our approach. And maybe that's what you're missing. And so it's just something to think about. Like really think about when you hear that advice, thinking, am I approaching this in the right way? Do I really want to not give up on something that's hurting me? Sometimes we do need to give up on those things, or sometimes we need to pivot to a different approach.